Hello everyone, my name is Matthew, and this is Learn the Lingo. Welcome to Lesson 75 of Hebrew Basics, a series where we learn the essentials of Hebrew grammar. Today, we are going to learn more about the Nifal Binyan. So far, we've learned that this Binyan can act as the passive counterpart of the basic Kal Binyan. Katav is the Kal verb he wrote, and Nichtav is the Nifal verb it was written. The Niphal has some other uses too, though. A Niphal verb can also be a reflexive or reciprocal verb. Reflexive means that you're doing an action to yourself, and reciprocal means that two or more people are doing the action to each other. Let's learn a new root that can be used in the Kal and the Niphal. Mem nun ein. The Kal infinitive from this root is limnoa, which means to prevent. The Niphal infinitive from this root will be lahimanea. This can mean two different things depending on the context. If we're using the Niphal as the passive counterpart of the Kal, lahimanea will mean to be prevented. But the Niphal can also have a reflexive meaning with this root, and instead mean to prevent oneself. In other words, to refrain or to abstain. These two different meanings of lahimanea are used in different ways. If lahimanea is the only verb in the phrase, it will normally have a passive meaning of being prevented. Let's make the sentence, breakfast was prevented. Breakfast is the construct phrase aruchat boker, meal of morning. In Hebrew, it sounds more natural to say the with meals. So we'll add a ha, meaning the, to the last word of the phrase. Aruchat haboker, the breakfast. The noun of the phrase that determines its gender is the first one, aruchat, meal of, which is feminine. That means the verb was prevented will be a Niphal past tense verb from the root mem nun ein, whose subject is a she. The hu, he form is nimna. To make the she form, we'll shorten the patach to a shva and add an a ending. Nimna'a, she, or a feminine it, was prevented. Aruchat haboker nimna'a. Breakfast was prevented. Aruchat haboker nimna'a. So that's an example of the verb lahimanea being a passive verb. When it's used reflexively, to prevent oneself, to abstain, we'll usually see it used with the preposition me, from, just like we do in English, abstain from. Me will be followed by an infinitive. Let's say they abstained from drinking coffee. Let's say the they we're talking about is two women and a man. That counts as a masculine plural group in Hebrew, since it includes a man. So they will be the masculine plural hem. The verb abstain is in the present tense, and will also be in masculine plural form. The masculine singular form of this Niphal present tense is nimna, with a kamatz, and the masculine plural form just adds im. Nimnaim, abstain. From is me, and drinking will be an infinitive in Hebrew, to drink, lishtot. Coffee is kafeh. Hem nimnaim melishtot kafeh. They abstain from drinking coffee. Hem nimnaim melishtot kafeh. This root, mem nun ein, is irregular in some forms of the Niphal, because of the last root letter, ein. In all binyanim, there's at least a couple of irregular verb forms that will occur when the last root letter is ein or chet. We've already seen one irregular form, the infinitive lahimanea. The patach is added under the last letter of the word, ein, because when ein or chet is the last letter of a word, the last vowel must be an a vowel. The forms of the future tense that end with this root letter ein will be irregular too. The verb that means he will abstain or it will be prevented, depending on context, is not imane, but imana. In these Niphal future tense forms, instead of adding an a vowel on the ein, we swap out the tsere for a patach. It's actually also valid to form the infinitive this way. We can say lahimanea with a tsere and patach, or lahimana with just a patach on the second root letter. The masculine singular form of the imperative, abstain, has this irregularity as well, himana. Lastly, the feminine singular form of the present tense will also be irregular. Instead of being nimneet, it's nimnaat, with patachs instead of segols. We can use this form in the sentence, she abstains from playing. She is he, abstains is the feminine singular form of the Niphal present tense of this root, nimnaat. From is me, which attaches to the infinitive lasachek, to play or playing. Hi nimnaat melasachek. She abstains from playing. Hi nimnaat melasachek. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you want to learn more Hebrew, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.